right, good morning, traders. Good morning, traders. Good morning, traders. What's going on? How we doing this morning? How we feeling? All right, got a lot. There's a lot going on in the market um, today. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's get this power range report out the way. Got about 15 to the bell. Go to pre-market insight over here on mv3trader.com. All right, today is Wednesday. Looking at the economic outlook, we had core CPI 830. We'll see what happened there. And at 10:30, business as usual. We got crude oil inventories. All right, so pretty normal day, kind of light. Rest of the week, and as I stated before, on Monday we have initial jobless claims tomorrow at 8:30, and then retail sales at 8:30 on Friday. All right, so nothing major popping out as of this moment. Let's go ahead and look at the pre-market insight on Twitter. All right, so the power range report, we got a high of 10,945.5, showing that we traded bearish yesterday, and a low of 10,919.75. All right, but today, at the time of this posting, which was at 7:34, kind of posted a little early this morning, the sentiment was bullish. It was up 0.88%, pretty significant, with a volume of 59K and an ATR of 235.17. All right, let's see what that power range, let's see what it looked like, or let's see what happened overnight. All right, we see that we were trading, we traded pretty much bullish until the pre-market, some retracement, some profit taking, some sell-off from the European session. Okay, it's like a little less than half of a retracement from yesterday's trading. All right, close that down. So as of right now, we can see that we're testing the high of that power range, bouncing on some support. Also, we got the 200 SMA there, so it should be interesting to see how we open up after the bell today. All right, so let me get some music playing. As you can see from the title of this video, or this live stream, last night I saw, I was doing my little research and finishing up some other work. Interesting news came out. Airbnb is deciding to go IPO. Deciding to go public. So this one to me is kind of interesting in light of the current state of the nation, of the economy. Now reports, you hear a lot of reports talk about travel bans and how traveling is down and how people are staying at home. While for some cities and some locations that may be the case, that may be extremely accurate. In terms of people staying at home, and I'm not going to get into too deep into this, I'm just going to give some surface level stuff. Where I live, it's still pretty active outside. You got people walking around and stuff a little more. That's one thing that I think is a good thing from all of this, is people are being a little more active in terms of like exercise, and I see more people out walking around and getting some physical. They're not just sitting at the house all day. So that is a benefit of that's kind of a putting a positive spin on all the negativity that we've been having this year. But back to Airbnb. So where I live, let me turn that down a little bit. People are where I live. People are still out shopping, and I don't, for there to be so many loss of jobs, I don't know where they're getting this money from. We only got a stimulus check one time, so that's something that's always interestingly stuck out to me, during this whole thing. How people are, since we're supposed to be quarantined, and where I work, like most of the people, they were furloughed for a certain short period of time. It's about a month. And some other places, I know other people who were not allowed to go to work for like a few weeks, a couple of weeks to a month. So people were out of a job for a while. But with all of that being the case, and we only got a stimulus check one time, people have not slowed down. People have not slowed down with their shopping and eating out in restaurants, and there's a lot of people still outside moving around. That's where I live. Now I heard people talk. I know some people in California, and I'm not going to specify the cities, but who said that over there, it depends on where you're at. But in California, where the people I know where they live, it's pretty much a desert. It's there's a it's not as active as it is over here. Over here they got us wearing masks, but where I live they have us wearing masks. When we go into grocery stores and pharmacies and certain stores, they require a mask, even though it's not really strictly enforced. But other than that, businesses are still open. People are still visiting the businesses. Now, so how that comes back to Airbnb. While there are travel bans and in general people are traveling less, people are still traveling. And I know two people that have recently traveled, and one used the Airbnb when they traveled, doing their thing. So the industry is definitely not dead, but with all of that being said, this is a very interesting time for Airbnb to be trying to go public. And this I haven't done a lot of research into the whole situation. I saw this last night as I was about to go to bed. So I skimmed over an article just for a second. I don't know exactly when. I heard Wall Street Trapper last night say that I think they're supposed to be going public this month. So I don't know. I think it is interesting. I think the owner of it has a positive outlook on the business as a whole. There was this one sentence that stuck out from this article, and I'll link the article in the chat. All right, it said, so in this article, they state the number of nights booked at U.S. listing between May 17 and June 3rd was greater than during the same period. Let me start that over. I messed that up. The number of nights booked at U.S. listings between May 17 and June 3rd was greater than during the same period the previous year, as city dwellers took advantage of work-from-home policies and escaped apartments for nearby vacation rentals. So that's interesting. So what that sentence in this article is saying, that because people are working from home, instead of working from home in their actual apartments, they're using Airbnbs to work from home. So that's kind of a, that's pretty interesting that that people would, that's an interesting way for people to use an Airbnb. um and like I said before, I do know people who are using who are still traveling and they're using Airbnb. So me personally, I don't think that this is just something that I would just watch if they do go public this month or whenever, until the climate goes back to normal. uh I don't think I would, this is not something that I personally would be investing in. But then again, I'm not a financial advisor. Let me go ahead and put that out there. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing my opinion. At best, this is entertainment, slightly education. All right. So that disclaimer out there. But yeah, this is something interesting to watch, but from the sideline for me personally. That's just my personal outlook on it. Something else that I saw interesting last night is Tesla is also going to do a split, and that is supposed to happen on August 28th. So what they're saying is, for everybody, you have to get, if you want to, if you invested, if you had a holder of the stock on or before August 21st, on August 28th, you'll have 4 additional shares after the close of August 28th. Right. So it's going to begin trading at that split adjusted basis, or that split adjusted price, beginning August 31. So that's another interesting one. It's just like Apple. I think now that's something that I would be interested in participating in. And I see a lot of questions about splits, if you should do it before or after. Honestly, just to give a quick short answer, it kind of doesn't matter. It just depends. It's just personal preference. So do your due diligence, right? Just know if you get it before August 21st, on August 28th, you'll have 4 additional, however many shares you have, you'll 4x the amount of shares that you're holding. And I have some Tesla. I'm gonna look at the chart and see if it makes sense to add some. And looking at the headline this morning, I don't think I would be doing that anytime soon, because they're saying Tesla is up 6.2%. Let's go look at that. Oh, I got to do it on market's not open. I would have to do it on TradingView to actually see it. I mean, Thinkorswim, to see the pre-market stuff. Unless I don't feel like going to the settings here. All right, so let me get Sierra up. We got a minute to the bell. What's going on, Origin? Check Tesla out a little bit later. All right, Bulls coming out strong. They have a little bit of resistance to fight through, even though the price action is in their favor. So we'll see what happens. I did it again. Forgot to turn the music on. Glad I checked. But it was on, it just wasn't playing through. That is a lot of momentum coming out the gate. I would rather take a retest. 988. Micro pullback there to that you see that 161.8% line is sitting right at the top of some previous resistance. See if it can hold. Got a little battle zone within this bar here, resulting in a doji. think I may need to end up needing to add another monitor to my setup. Starting to run out of space. It would be fine if I didn't have to use NinjaTrader for this Leeloo account. I basically got a 2 monitor setup, but I have my laptop, then I have an additional monitor, and with Sierra Trade, the way that I trade, that's all I need. But since I got to use another platform now, and with me live streaming and all that other stuff, I may have to end up adding another monitor. Alright, so I'm gonna wait for a little more pullback, or let's see if we maybe even trade sideways for a while. Some consolidation. Nope. Let me clean that up for me. Buyers like that 988 area. we are seeing, some pretty decent support up here. It's just not an ideal location for me, at this moment. Because while we are seeing some support, we are also seeing some resistance. And if we look over here at the 30-minute, we look left, that is like a pivot area on the 30-minute chart. So it makes sense that we would have some sellers sitting there, or also some people taking some profit if they got in, down here. If they got in at the bell or before in the pre-market. I think the next area of significance would be 970. So while I wait for this to play out, something else that was interesting, that caught a lot of attention yesterday, and of course it's gold. You see we had that some strong retracement, which just from, if we follow gold, this is the gold ETF GOD. When we have these strong moves, bullish, is usually followed with a strong reversion or retracement back to where it traded from. So that's just, you shouldn't, if we're trading, it happened. That's a significant gap in terms of the ETF. I usually follow the futures, of course, with the futures of gold GC, but you don't see this big gap if you look at the futures, of course. But this, since we did trade, it's such a parabolic move. I'm not surprised that it sold off like that. This was off of a lot of hype, and a lot of people, that may not be that experienced, or we're just gonna call them Robin Hood traders or whatever. A lot of people that are new. There's a lot of people that are new to the markets that are trading right now, and a lot of this, is more than likely a reflection of that. Not just saying that's, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, because it's gonna take too long to accurately explain, and I don't want to get too take too much attention away from my actual trading. But I will say, I'm sure there are people who got up here at 194, and if you did, if whoever got up here at 194 and they are feeling some pain right now, they should go ahead and take themselves out of the markets, and take them, just take some time away from the markets, learn what you're doing, and then come back when you're ready, because there's no way anyone should be getting nothing up here. But I know there's people that did get nothing up here. It's just, it's just how it works. Robin Hood traders, for lack of a better word, or title or label. Alright, so NASDAQ is just not going to do what I wanted to do today, as usual. I wasn't planning on that move, so I'm not going to chase it. Like I said earlier, I wanted a little more of a pullback, at least down here to 971. It didn't do that, so I'm gonna have to reassess. If we look at the daily, where is the box? You can see we did trade down to this 9 EMA, which historically NQ trades well off of. On the daily chart, intraday chart, NQ does trade pretty well off the 9 EMA, and also the 10 EMA. The 10 SMA. And everything trades well off the 200. So, having these bulls that are in the market, or this bullish move makes sense from that, perspective. Buyers are not playing around. It looks like I'm gonna be waiting for a while. See what the rest of the market looks like. It's interesting. Russell and the Dow looks more bearish. While NASDAQ is strong, and the S&P is not far behind. It's like NASDAQ is leading the way. Yesterday they were saying NASDAQ wasn't trading that well. Banking companies were holding the market up yesterday. They were outperforming other sectors yesterday. Something else that was interesting. Warren Buffett supposedly, took a big position in Bank of America. From an insurance standpoint, because a lot of people don't talk about with Warren Buffett. He's made some really great investments, but just in terms of his wealth portfolio, a significant portion of that comes from insurance. As as well as some businesses that he actually not just bought stocks in, but that he invested in. He learned how to operate a business, and then he started looking at companies that had a lot of potential but just needed some work in the management of the businesses, and he bought those businesses and helped them grow. A lot of people talk about his stocks and what he does as a investor, as a stock investor, but they don't talk about it, not as much like it's shined on, what he does investment-wise outside of that, which I believe makes up a majority of his wealth. Yesterday, the Bank of America thing was interesting. But the way I see, a stock like Bank of America is, that's something that may be interesting to. It's like a safe investment. If Bank of America goes bad, then we got some serious problems, and if that happens, I think some stocks, trading outside of out of your favor is going to be the least of your worries, because a bank like Bank of America is, that's a business that kind of, can't fail in terms of the health of the economy. So that'll be indicative of, something, a greater problem, and it won't matter. So if you just want a safe stock to invest in, but it's not going to, do anything much for you over, it's just, you just got a stock that's going to give you some, decent dividends, and it doesn't trade with a lot of volatility. Bank of America is something that I think is a low risk stock to invest in. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not an advice to invest. I'm just sharing my opinion and the way that I see things. This is entertainment. And with that being said, it's after 10. I'm going to be waiting for a better opportunity to place a trade in. This is not my ideal location to get in, but hope you guys are having a good trading day out there, and I will see you guys on Monday.